All information is recorded here in your monthly report. Whether you're seeing clients in your center or whether you're in your community teaching about abortion risk, pregnancy, or parenting classes, all numbers are recorded here each and every month. And now we will go over how to fill out your monthly report. On the very first line of your monthly report is where you will fill in the space with the name of your pregnancy center. On the second line, you will fill in the city, town, or village and the country that your pregnancy center is in. On the third line, you will enter your center number. This is a number you would have received from Beautiful Feet in an email shortly after you had signed the agreement form. On this line, you will enter the month and year that you are sending in a report for. So for example, if today was April 7th, you would be completing your report for March. And so this line would read March and the current year that you are in. For this line, you will record how many clients in total that came to the center for the month that you are reporting for. If the same client visits 2 times in that same month, she will be counted twice. All clients for the month are counted here as being either under the age of 18 or over the age of 18. All clients for the month are recorded here as either being a first-time client or a former client who has been to your center before. Every client that took a pregnancy test in the month of your report is recorded here as either having a positive or negative pregnancy test result. Every client that came in for reasons other than taking a pregnancy test is recorded on this line. Some clients will be recorded more than once under this section entitled Growing Together. For instance, perhaps a client comes in to receive baby clothes, but while she's there, a volunteer also prays with her and they discuss spiritual topics. Under this circumstance, this one client would be counted twice, once under clothing and again under spiritual sharing. Each person that received parenting or prenatal classes are recorded on this line. This can also include if you gave a class in your community or church. This line is to record each client that comes in to receive clothing and/or baby supplies. Anytime spiritual topics are discussed with a client or perhaps a volunteer prayed with them, it is recorded on this line. Every client that made a decision to pray a prayer of faith in Christ Jesus for the first time is recorded here. Whenever an ultrasound has been performed on a client, it is recorded on this line. This line is to record every baby born in the month that you are reporting. Every time the gospel has been shared with a client in the reporting month is recorded on this line. This line is for recording how many days in the month was the center open in the month you are reporting. Here is where you will record a total for the month of how many hours, yourself included, were volunteered at the center in the reporting month. Circle which days your center is normally open in the month you are reporting. So let's take a look at a sample report that has already been filled out. As you can see, each client is recorded at least 3 times and possibly more depending on the reason for her visit. Each client will be recorded once for whether or not they are over or under the age of 18, a second time for whether or not they are a first-time client or a former, and a third time for whether or not a pregnancy test was administered. There can be additional recordings for the same client under Growing Together as to whether or not the client received additional services, like having an ultrasound performed or receiving clothing. It would not be unlikely for a single client to be recorded and counted up to 8 times in the same report, again depending on how many services she received while there for the month reporting. Here is a recap of everything that we've gone over together. Please feel free to pause the screen here and look over all the information we've gone over.